I, being a day scholar in my undergrad, expected two things out of my PG college. One was experience, and second was diversity, both in terms of people and culture. So, yes, I got both. Experience, as here the classroom lectures are extended to guest lectures, and the normal learning is transformed into live projects. And talking about the diversity, here people are from all across India.
Before joining ISBM, I believe that the institute would instill in me the necessary qualities to drive out the corporate ladder. And I believe it has far exceeded my expectations and has resulted in inculcating a good work ethic. And the learning started the moment I stepped onto the campus and heard the phrase that ISBM never sleeps.
For me, that was not just an exam, it was a journey like a roller coaster ride, full of thrill but worth giving a try. So, the things that stood out for me in the XAT examination were the sections of decision making and general knowledge. They were very relevant to the real world scenarios, and each and every question of XAT puts you in a situation of choosing between a paradox, and that's the case of a manager too. So, it tests more cognitive skills than analytical skills.
That I believe is a better assessment for upcoming managers because it has decision making and general knowledge, both of which are, I believe, prerequisites for managers of today. Also, because that happens in January after CAT, so the students have a bit of more time to brush up on the concepts that they had already prepared for.
See, the advantages that I got from giving XAT was that majority of the colleges that I experienced in XAT were taking students in lower percentiles than in CAT. They were around 5 to 6 percentile lower. And secondly, after giving CAT, XAT is after 1 month. So the major syllabus is likely to be the same, and when we are perfectly prepared with that of the syllabus of CAT, it's much convenient for a student to deliver the XAT exam.
That I felt was more aligned with the needs of today, and because it happened in January, so I had already brushed up on my revision and was more than capable of handling it. Also, that went much smoother than my other assessments, and I fared well on the D-Day.
Absolutely, yes, because a full time MBA is not just about a classroom knowledge, it's all about a transformation from a graduate to a management professional. You get a chance to interact daily with peers from diverse backgrounds, which broadens your perspective about life. You build networks, you participate in events, you take leadership roles, and you interact with industry via guest talks and internships.
Yes, definitely. A full-time PGDM is not just about academics, it's about the transformation that you go through in these 2 years. It is about how you work in teams, handle multiple deadlines, and still work under pressure. It is a testimony to the employer that yes, you can survive these 2 years and actually deliver results.
Definitely, I would have still chosen to rewrite the examination of XAT, as it is not one of those examinations who rushes you into the time to solve questions, but it rather tests your cognitive abilities to solve decision making questions. And secondly, definitely yes, I would have still rejoined my institution because of the two highlights. Firstly, it is a completely student driven college, and secondly, it has a promising legacy of placing a batch full majorly of freshers.
Absolutely. I believe that every candidate should go for the top 3 management assessment tests, and there's nothing like going for an exam because it cannot compare to the practice that you do before. So I believe that I would take up that and go to ISB&M Pune all over again if I could.
Short-term courses and certifications, in my opinion, is like watching a movie on an OTT platform. It is convenient but limited to your comfort zone. And a full-time PGDM is like watching the same movie in a theater. You prepare for the process, immerse and engage in the environment. So the outcome may look similar at the end of the day, but it is the intensity and transformation of a full-time PGDM that actually makes a difference.
Short-term courses or an online MBA is good for gaining knowledge, but the holistic development which we get in our PGDM or a full-time PGDM course is not replaceable. In full-time PGDM course, we do not just study subjects, we live them. By doing group project with the group, getting leadership roles, or doing teamwork for the group projects. And we also develop ourselves as a personality during the process of PGDM.